Hey everybody, what is up? My name's Mackenzie.
And I'm Jonathan.
We are husband and wife, and we'd like to welcome you to TerreDice.
And today we're going to be spilling all the meeples.
Yeah, today we are revealing it all. Well, not like everything, but a lot about like our board game lives and maybe some of outside of our board game lives. Because today, if you're watching this video on this day that this day was released, it is our 5th anniversary. It is our 5th wedding anniversary. Yeah. So we're going to celebrate that by telling you all the beans. So if that sounds like something you want to learn about, then just keep watching. So for our first question, I was thinking before we spill all the drama, let's start with a sweet question. Let's do, how have board games brought us closer together as a couple? And I would say even like strengthened our marriage a lot.
Yeah, so many ways.
Yeah.
I think for one, like we sit down every night or every couple of nights and we play games together. And I think that's like 2 hours, 4 hours, 1 hour where we just get to sit together, mostly in silence, a little bit of talking, like, but no screens, no phones, no movies, no TV. We're just like there together, working on the same thing. I think it's like when we're sitting on the couch, but we're not doing the same thing, it feels like we're separate, but like when we're both working on the same thing, even if we're not talking, it's like a good way for us to be together.
Yes, it's really nice to both be like working on the same problem together. And that's one thing.
Or against each other.
Or against each other. And then we get, who will win? But no, I would even argue that like it is really useful to like any couple to like help with like decisions that you have to make as a couple, because especially cooperative games, you learn how to talk to each other, how to work on a problem together and solve it, and like both work on a common goal, which is like a lot of what marriage is. So I feel like that with board games, it really allows you to do that. Yeah. And I love like being able to like go on an adventure every night, or personally me, I love how happy it makes Jonathan when we get to like, I'd be like, hey, do you want to play a game? And he's like, still after like all this time, he's like, yes, really? So I think it has made us stronger as a couple, and there's always new things to do. Yeah, and like also with board games in this business, like in this business that we've had formed together, we've gotten to go on so many cool things and adventures together,
Amazing
even outside of the tabletop world.
Yeah, when we go to conventions or like just the friends we've met, we go to visit them, go to their houses. I think like we just like come up with so many new fun things to do even outside the house. And also like the set all around us, it's Indiana Jones themes because we just finished a live stream. So this is Wednesday's live stream for this week. Yeah. It's our whole new thing we're trying. We're gonna live stream together on a weekly basis.
So one of the things we're trying to figure out is like, how do we make board games like work in our lives together as a married couple? And one of those things is videos can take a lot of time, and we're still going to do videos like you're watching one right now, but incorporating a live stream, we felt like really gets us involved with our audience and brings us closer to you guys, as well as getting to just play through a whole game and show it to you. So this week it was Wednesday, but typically it's going to be on Friday nights, so be sure to look out for announcements for that. But that is why there is an Indiana Jones-esque theme behind us. Yeah.
Friday will be our anniversary.
Well, so then this video comes out. This is our anniversary. We were married on September 1st. That is what today is, 2018.
We were playing Disney Villainous and Pandemic and Ticket to Ride then. Yeah,
so that was, we actually...
I would say that was probably the main ones.
Yeah, actually, before, I think we got a game as our wedding gift. We got Disney Codenames, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was one of our first introductions to Codenames. Yeah.
Yep, it was. That was the first time I had played it. Okay, that's a lot of sweet questions. So let's move into the drama. Okay.
Oh yeah, we came for spilling meeples.
Yeah.
I don't have any meeples to spill.
Okay, so
virtual meeples. Let's
start with, what are some like classic board game disagreements that we have?
Classic board game disagreements.
Yeah.
You didn't share these questions with me ahead of time.
Yeah.
I would say, okay. So like there is the disagreement of like, I tell you, stop cheating, or you're cheating, and you're like, I'm not cheating, I just don't remember the rule, and I'm like, you totally know the rule, you're just cheating.
I'm not cheating, yeah. I just don't know the rule. You didn't explain it well enough.
That is something that happens sometimes.
Yeah, that happens. What's another one? Oh, you always get mad at me because you say I am leaning my elbow on the board game mat.
Oh my gosh! Okay, so this board game mat. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you can see it. Okay, she always does like, I can't even do it. It's like I just said that like this. I'm like, you're bending the mat. You're bending the mat. Just put it on top. But I don't know why. I don't even know how you. Yeah, I guess that's how you do it.
Yeah. I don't know how. I don't even notice, but you notice.
Yes. Yes.
But I would say another big one, and other couples probably relate to this, that are like one is like when we're playing a competitive game against each other, and there is a move that he does not have to take. He has many other choices.
Oh, I don't take the mean one.
You have chosen the mean one.
Okay, this is evidence, I guess, of our disagreements. I don't feel like it's a mean one. If I have two equal options, I feel like I'll take the less mean one. But yes, there's sometimes discussion.
Liar. Yeah. Yeah. Any other board game disagreements?
Board game disagreements.
I feel like these are all pinned at me. What are some things that I don't like that you do?
When I lose, then usually I tend to go, I wish I would have done this and this and this and this, then I would have gotten more points.
See,
yeah.
I feel like we're getting way too more passionate about these than we were about how lovely it is. No, but here we go. Yes, every time Jonathan wins a game, sorry. Every time he loses a game, instead of being like, great job, Mackenzie, he will proceed to tell me how it was that he lost and why he should be justified in his losing, which just makes me feel like I'm like, why? I'm like, hey, did I not actually win?
In my defense, I'm mostly doing it because I love to analyze and get better from game to game. So I'm like, what could I have done differently? Oh, that's what I could have done. I'm still happy that I lost. I just like to think about how I could have won.
Okay, yeah. All right. Let's switch back to a nicer one. So I kind of gave a spoiler, but what are some of your favorite early board game memories together, like when we first, I don't know if we played any games when we were dating. I don't remember.
Together, no. I played games, but I think we
were long distance most of our relationship at the beginning, so I don't think we played a physical.
Yeah. We played Pandemic probably and Ticket to Ride probably a couple times. Yeah, it was really when we got married was when we moved in and got games together, and we started playing Villainous and all these other fun ones.
I think Villainous was a game you brought home. I remember when you brought it home and you were like, look, it's a board game, but it's Disney. Don't you want to play it?
We didn't even have a table of any kind then because our apartment was 360 square feet. So we just had this little coffee table and we would just cram it from corner to corner with whatever games would fit.
I remember you had Munchkin when I first met you. I remember you trying to get me to play that.
Yeah.
I remember Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective was also an early one you
staple.
got, because I really love solving mysteries. So at the beginning, I wasn't as into it as Jonathan, and then I got super into it. But he would always try and find themes that I would gravitate toward, which did work, and that's why I'm sitting here today. So so that's that memory. I think that's one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is when we had our little shelf of a little stack of games, and I remember people being like, wow, Mackenzie, that's so nice that you let Jonathan get that many games. And now I look around and it's our whole apartment.
Yeah.
And people were like, wow, Mackenzie, that's so nice that you let Jonathan have 6 games. We were in a small space though, so that was precious square footage. Okay, so that's one of mine. And then now, who wins more? This is a juicy one.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I would say I probably win 60% of the time. It's not all the time, but it's a little bit more than half the time.
Yeah.
I would say in your defense, I also am always one who reads the rules, so I've always got a leg up on the first game because I read all the rules and I conveniently forget sometimes, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's also this other rule that now benefits me that I forgot to tell you.
That's one of my other board game pet peeves.
Oh yeah,
is that he only remembers rules when they're convenient for me.
That does happen sometimes, not that often, but I would say the other reason is when we finish a game, I think about it, and I'm sitting there thinking about it. The next morning I'm showering, getting ready for work, and I'm thinking about it. And then we play again, and I get 50 more points than I got the day before.
Yeah.
And I think you just kind of put it in a box and put it in the closet, and then comes out again, and it's how do we play again?
Hey.
But I mean, we have 250 games, so I can't really fault you for that. Yeah. It gets hard to remember all the rules.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I would say after the first couple games, though, it's pretty even. It's 50-50 who's going to win.
Yeah, I would say that. Well, I also can win a lot on the first try.
Yeah. I like overthink things or something, and you're just like, you know what's up. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like that's this tea on that. Now, what do we like to do outside of games?
Yeah.
Talked a lot about games. What do we do outside of games?
Well, Friday for our anniversary, we're going to Sweeney Todd. So we live in New York City, so Broadway is a favorite of ours. We haven't gotten to see many shows at all recently, just because we have a baby now. But we got a babysitter, and we're going to go see a show about bloodshed, because what else do you do on your wedding anniversary?
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Both of our background is in musical theater, and then I was doing it full time before the pandemic. So musical theater is very close to us, and that's actually like one of our big interests. And when we first met each other, and that's why Jonathan moved up to New York in the first place, because I was going to school up here for musical theater. Yeah. So that was a big one. Yeah. So that is what we also. I love to go to Central Park. We love that. We live in Manhattan, so I feel very fortunate that I get to go over there. I love to be in nature and to hike, and so that's like my little oasis over there. Yeah. And I like city watching as well. It's fun. Just other adventures and traveling. That's like what we love to do. Yeah. So, and then what would you say is the ongoing disagreement we have about board games?
Ongoing disagreement?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, I don't even know.
I literally said this because I know what you're going to say.
What? What am I going to say?
That I won't play Arkham Horror again with you.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, yes. So Arkham Horror was an early game that I got, and the card game specifically, and I tried to convince you to play. We played once. I played spooky music on Spotify that like started chanting and being weird, and I was like, okay, this music's a little over the top. But I think like you're kind of just like a little bit over the theme. Since
it's the only board game that's ever given me a nightmare, and I refuse to play it again.
Since then, I've probably purchased 3 or 4 expansions.
He keeps buying it for some reason.
Yeah, I have one coming in the mail in a tracking from Nerds Day. There was a great little, from Game Nerds, a little scenario pack. One can hope. Someday it will come back.
This is another one I want to dive into that some people I thought might have a question about, and that's we cover a lot of Disney on this channel. So like, and I do a thing every Monday on our Instagram, like Mickey Monday Trivia. Why Disney? Why do we talk about it a lot? Like, what's up with Disney in our relationship?
Ah, snap! Yeah, I mean, well, besides like Villainous being one of our earliest games, and it's just really loving
Disney in general.
games. Yeah. Besides that, we're crazy Disney fans. Like, our wedding, when we got married, our honeymoon was a Disney cruise. That was the first time we've been on a cruise ship. That was so much fun. And since we've been on 3 of them, and we have another one coming up. So, like, we love Disney cruises. We love going to the parks. Our daughter, every night before bed, watches Mickey Mouse Clubhouse in Spanish.
It's the only TV show she can watch.
Hola, mijitos. Yo soy Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
We really enjoy that. I think, it's just like, it's one of the places where, like, you can dream and be cheesy, and it's like, okay. And I think that is a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing.
I grew up with Disney, and then Jonathan, I feel like you really like are the classic like Disney adult. Like you became, I don't think you grew up with it as much as I did, but you really like fall in love with it and as an adult.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on Disney Channel, like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
That does not count.
It counts to an extent. But I think I don't know.
Yeah,
Definitely
but I
much
think
Disney adult. We blast Moana in the morning when I'm dancing with my daughter.
And that was like an early, when we were doing long distance, you took me there once, and that was a big deal. Okay, so what's another one we want to answer? What's one of your favorite board game memories ever?
Favorite board game memories ever? I mean, we kind of peaked at Gen Con this year, I feel like, for sure. There were so many, go watch our Gen Con recap video. We sold out of our game Bark Avenue, which had a limited retail test run there. We got to play it with tons of people. We went to a big Lorcana release event, which was just really cool to see how the designers were excited about the product that they'd made, which more Disney, right? We got to do a lot of cool things there and just see a lot of people. We've grown so many friends in this industry, and I think that was just absolute peak for board games.
Yeah,
for me.
that is a big one, but I'm going to counter that just so we have another one. Mine is probably how I went into labor right after playing Gloomhaven. True story. So we were playing at Gloomhaven last year, and I was 3 days late at that point, past my due date, and I thought I was never gonna have this baby. And so I was like, John, let's play Gloomhaven. I need to get my mind off of this. So we played through the first scenario, and I was like, you might as well set up the next scenario for tomorrow because there's no way this baby's coming. Jonathan sets up the entire scenario, and then I started having contractions.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the middle, I'm starting labor, and like they were going pretty fast. And Jonathan's like, hold on, I gotta clean up Gloomhaven, be right there. And so I'm in labor, and Jonathan's cleaning up the Gloomhaven.
I just figured you wouldn't want to mess by the time we got home.
It's true. It was just really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite things too is like it was like we'd stayed up all night while I was in labor, and right before we left for the hospital, you're like, wait, and you went and changed into "I am your father" shirt.
Yeah, the Darth Vader shirt.
That was amazing. Yeah, but that was a good memory. I like to think that Charlotte is also a gamer, so she was like, no, come on, guys. I want to play the next game. I'm in on it. But that was a really good memory.
Our little vermling.
Yeah. She kind of sounds like a vermling. But I think that is a great one to end on. And the next chapter kind of sums up our 5 years of marriage in the board game world. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting and maybe learned a few things about us or just enjoyed watching it. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know whenever we put out a new video. And we'll see you next time.
Happy playing!